Hey guys, what's going on? I'm freaking out right now. There are demons, I believe, that are following me. They've been following me for a while. Ever since the Exorcist TV show came out. Yeah, it's really freaking me out. So, I've got a few relics. I've got my Bible. This isn't a Bible. This is a phone book from like 2 years ago. Who needs that? What's going on, guys? That's right, Joey Click here, Slasher Savior, 1428 Editor, coming with you with the new segment we'd like to call, will you allow us to call, Last Week in Horror. That's right, Last Week in Horror. Now let's get down to it. A lot of things happened last week in horror. Let's start at the beginning. The Strain came on Sunday. Did not watch it. We're not covering it. Not that we don't like it, but we were pretty down on writers, and I just haven't had the time. But I've seen the season 3 opener, and it was really good. I just haven't had the time. But that is on. We also have Scream Queens that premiered on Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday, and that season premiere was fantastic. Now, if you look at last season, it was very uneven when it comes to narrative and tone. One episode would be very tone-driven, and then not driven, but it'd be very tone-centric in the sense of it would be fun, and the show needs to be fun, and then it would go to another episode where it's very strict on story and tied to the character, and it was just very uneven. Now here, in Scream Queens season opener, Scream Again, a very cool title. That is an episode of television that is massively fun. You got John Stamos making a cameo. You got a lot of people showing up from the entertainment world, and ultimately, you got a lot of people from the last season showing up as well. It's actually a continuation, and ultimately, it is a very fun ride. That's right. You cannot miss that. I look forward to watching the rest of the season, and you should too. Also, we got the second chapter of American Horror Story, a polarizing 6th season of the show. If you watch the first chapter of the series, you know that the show's doing a docudrama type feel or type presentation with the series, and a lot of people are, some people like it, some people don't. I find it to be very entertaining. If you don't, I completely understand. Different strokes for different folks, different scares for different folks, if you will. So, if you did like the first episode, then you will love the second episode. A little exposition heavy on, setting up the plot, but the plot of the whole season, but it had to come at the end of it, and they started doing this crazy explanation of everything. That would feel cheap, but if you do it at the beginning, and you allow audiences to take it in, almost like eating a big thing of cake, and then they can digest it through the rest of the season. That's right, folks. It is very good, and you also have an interesting character out of Lee's daughter. That's right, Flora is basically the Danny of from The Shining, the Danny of the season. Had she not been this, the character would be, you shouldn't even be focusing on Lee. You should just stay with, Matt and Shelby. But we don't. We focus on Lee because her daughter is going to be the vessel throughout the spook of the series. And that is very awesome. We, the audience, know it. She knows it, but nobody else knows it. And that is a very cool storytelling technique. Also, we had the season premiere of the Exorcist TV event, which some people don't want to see. Excuse me. Some people do. I thought it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. It's trying to be its own thing. Gina Davis is somehow very, very sexy still. I don't know how she continues to de-age, seemingly, or age very slowly. It was awesome seeing Gina Davis on screen in the role. Again, back. Gina Davis is back. You know her from, various films, Cronenberg's The Fly, Earth Girls Are Easy. But not Gina. Gina is not easy. She's a classy broad, and you guys should check out Exorcist when it comes back. Chapter 2, next Friday. That's right. Let's get to some news. Some news in horror. This week, we got some few pushbacks. Rings is getting pushed back. I cannot, for some reason, remember the date, but it's also getting pushed back. The Friday the 13th, the future Friday the 13th movie, which is, I am very looking forward to it, is a movie from January 2017. January 2017 is getting pushed back to October 2017. That's right, folks. Summer camp is getting pushed back to the fall, even though for some reason it was going to be opening in the winter. But regardless, it is still on track. And if you think about it, it's opening on October. This is tentative. Opening on Friday the 13th, 2017. That's right, Halloween, Friday the 13th, new horror. October 2017 is going to be freaking awesome. Not to mention the whole slew of things that we don't even know about yet. It's only the end of September 2016. There could be so many great things happen in between then and now, and I look forward to all the things that are going to happen in the 31 days between October 1st and October 31st. So that's right. October is our horror Christmas, is our creepy Christmas, is our nightmare Noel, and it is going to be really awesome to see it next year. Also speaking of Halloween, John Carpenter recently came out and actually during a New York Film Academy panel spoke about how Rob Zombie apparently has been speaking about his involvement, or rather his blessing of the Halloween remake in 2007. And apparently Rob Zombie said that he was cold, and John Carpenter has come out and called him a piece of shit, which I find to be funny. You should actually check it out. I wrote an article about it yesterday. You can check the video out there too. You can actually see what's going on. He actually him say it. Apparently, John Carpenter says, and I trust the old cop. Johnny Cop is awesome. He doesn't really like to talk about Halloween, so he probably was. That's his blow off answer, and that's awesome. He probably, they had, hey, what's up, John? It's Rob. I've been burning through the witches and dragging the ditches and the Dracula, and I'm also gonna make the Halloween remake. So yeah, there's that. And John was probably like, whatever, man. I don't care. I'm trying to play basketball or watch basketball and play video games. I don't care about that anymore. Click. Also to be John Carpenter, right? I guarantee that's how it went down. But apparently Rob Zombie, in the news has been saying, a bio documentary actually from the Biography Channel has been saying that John Carpenter was very cold. And John Carpenter says, I don't know why he would say that. He is a piece of shit. Now, I'm not saying Rob Zombie is a piece of shit, but I am saying that you shouldn't lie. There's no reason to lie about it. We got 31 currently playing on VOD. That's actually, a little bit aged, but you should check that out as well. Speaking of Rob Zombie, I enjoy the film. It's bad and good for various reasons, and it is definitely worth your chance to take it on VOD if you're a Rob Zombie fan. Now, if you don't like Rob Zombie, you should probably already know that you should be sticking away from his films. That's just obvious. His source, his material, and his content is very extreme. So you should stay away from that. But if you love Rob Zombie, then I would definitely check it out because it is very extreme, but it's also very well directed. And Richard Brake gives a very good performance as Doomhead. Now that's a very, very awesome performance indeed. Now, have I gotten to everything? Blair Witch is still out. Not doing so well at the box office, and as it should not. Even though I did a video about how, the box office failure is not good for horror, and it is not. If that movie's successful, then everything is successful, but it's still trucking away. It's a very crappy movie, and even it should have just been called, Into the Woods, or, the other title, that it was fake under, like it's an old school Friday the 13th sequel, you know what I'm saying? Aladdin Insane, Jason Lives, that's all for you Jason, there's old school Jason fans out there. Because you go into a franchise, or you act as the official sequel to a franchise, and it's not very good. It's going to you have expectations and then you break them. But if you're a movie all by itself, then there is no expectations. So it might hinder, or it might play onto the way the film plays. So I believe I've gotten everything. A lot of news also still there, but everything on the site. Can't do everything in like an 8-minute video, right? But that is a little bit of what's going on last week. The last week of horror, or this past week in horror. That's right. So come to the website at 1428m.com. You can follow us on Twitter at 1428_m. You can come to our YouTube page. It's simply 1428m. That's right. You got it. You're smart. You got this. You understand what's going on, right? You can also go to our Facebook page, which is run by our co-editor Jeremy Dick. And you can also go to our Instagram, which is being extremely neglected, but we don't have enough time for that. So I am going to get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Rocking this sweet Psycho shirt that I've had for like 15 years, and I got to go make some ducats and pay some buckets. That's right, or pay some bills, whatever. I don't understand what that means. But you guys be safe, and we will see you next time. Hey, you guys have a great night.